hello. Good morning, good afternoon, no matter what time it is your time. I'm just grateful and thrilled that you're spending that time with me. This is Kingdom Queen Talk YouTube, and I am Lady Tay, the Vision Queen. Guys, I want to first start off by acknowledging that I'm so grateful for all of my friends and family, loved ones, those who are my blood and those who are not my blood, my brothers and sisters, kings and queens. You guys have been so good to me. The past month has been really tough for my family. I lost my mom on June 7th, and so many of you have been sending me messages and condolences and praying for me and my family. And I just want to thank you. I've been getting cards and flowers, and I have a few of the flowers in the studio with me as a reminder of I have some beautiful people in my life, and I'm just so grateful to have so many beautiful people that really truly love me and my family that's in my life. I mean, neighbors have been looking out and just been doing so much, and I just thank you guys. It has not been easy for me and my family, my sisters. I have three sisters, and I'm the youngest, and it's been really tough for us, and it's been really tough for my dad. But me and my sisters and my niece and all the grandkids, we have been making sure that we've been there for my dad, because my parents have been together for 50 years. So when my dad lost my mom, it was like losing his world, his best friend. So it's been really tough for him. So I want to thank you guys so much for all your condolences and all your prayers, but continue to help lift my father up in your prayers, guys, as he has to get used to this new life without the love of his life. And it's hard to fill that gap, us being daughters there for him. I told him, I said, well, God blessed you with daughters, because you'll never be alone. But even though we're there, it's nothing like him having the love of his life. So it's tough for him. So I just thank you guys for all your prayers, and just continue to pray for us, and continue to, keep my dad in your prayers as well, during this tough season. Last time we was together, we talked about the vision of what's next, and even though we talked about that, what do you do when things happen in your life and you have to go through new changes and new beginnings and new endings, and what do you do when the kids grow up? What do you do when a spouse pass? Uh, I never imagined I would be talking about what do you do when you lose a parent. You know, you know it's gonna happen one day, but nothing can prepare you for death. Nothing can prepare you for losing a parent, losing a mom, losing a dad, losing a child, um, because the absence of that person is it's a void that can't be filled anymore, you know. And this is tough. I never thought that I would. I knew that one day I could lose a parent, lose my mom or dad, but just experiencing it It's really hard, y'all. So thank you for your prayers and your thoughts and just being there for me. A lot of you ask, well, what can I do? Just being there for me. That's what you can do, and you're doing that. And I'm just extremely grateful. When you're going through times like this, you it's still important to try to think of great memories and try to think of things that we are grateful for. Grief hits you differently every day. you know um, some days, I know with me, I'll be you know happy and just getting through my day, but some days I'll think about her and think about the fact that I can't call her and talk about work or things going on in my life, and then I will get angry. But then I will talk to someone at work who is comforting to be able to talk to other people, y'all. When you're grieving, it's good to, don't just shut down, but, try to talk to other people too, because talking to some coworkers really helped. How did they cope with losing their parents or their mom? And some of them told me that they lost their mom when they were a child. And that hit hard because, I had my mom for 46 years of my life. And I just have to be grateful for the memories that I have. And I have to be grateful for the fact that I did have my mom growing up. Some people didn't have a mom. Some people didn't have uh, that nurturing balance. You get a balance from both mom and dad. Some people didn't have that balance growing up. And I had to think about that. I lost my mom, but I had a mom. You know, I had a great mom. God blessed me with great parents. And, I'm sorry that some people did not have that. Um, I meet a lot of people that didn't have a great mom or didn't have a mom or dad. And I try to be a role model or a good pattern for those people because I feel like because I had those things, I had that training and that upbringing. I feel like it's my responsibility, and a lot of us, older people, um, God tell us to be a role model, and my parents, I have to say, they are great role models. Both of them. My mom was a great role model, and my dad is a great role model. Um, I Today I'm talking about vision of good patterns. Vision of good patterns. Okay, the Bible talks about do not be conformed to this world or the patterns of this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Well, what does that look like? See, God, the way He talks to me, it when I read the scriptures, I notice a lot of things. He showed me patterns. Okay, God is like a God of patterns. Okay, He put this together for us to study. His word, His divine blueprint is a pattern. Okay, it's a pattern of how a mom should be, a dad should be, a woman should be, a man should be, a child should be obedient, honor thy parents, Everything that you need to be successful is in this blueprint. This divine blueprint, y'all. This is God's divine blueprint. This is not a book. This is God's living word. He talk about in here how do you deal with grief, um, everything, y'all. What I went through with my mom, first being sick, watching her being sick for the past few years of being on dialysis, and just seeing how she just kept pushing, y'all. Even though she was sick, she still served in the church as an usher. She still was a pillar of the community. Um, I talked to her friends that worked with her that came to the funeral. All of them told me beautiful things about my mom that I already knew, but the fact that she touched them, she was such a great role model to them. Say how she come to work every day even though she didn't feel too good, she still worked. She had a strong work ethic, y'all. Um, and she didn't just work for money. She worked because she loved to work. She loved her hands was blessed. I had a great pattern. My parents are good patterns to me. My dad is a great pattern to how a king is supposed to be, how a king takes care of his family, how a king takes care of his wife. I mean, my mom, he spoiled my mom, and I watched that growing up. I watched a great pattern of love, how she was there for him when he was building his business and things was tough and when things was financially hard. She never left his side. She was always by his side. She always spoke great things about my dad. You would never hear a negative word come out of her mouth about my father. Um, she was always there. You know, every marriage have good times and bad times, but we never knew if they had any bad times. I don't even know any bad times that they may have had. Why? Because she never spoke bad about my father. She always spoke beautiful things about my dad. She never belittled him. She always had us. As a matter of fact, her last wish for us before she passed, because she passed on June 7th. Her last wish was that she wanted all of us daughters to be there for Father's Day to honor our father. So even her last conversation, her last wish for us was honoring my dad. That's a Proverbs 31 woman. And when I think about my mom, you know, I think about all the things that she taught us just by being a great pattern, a great role model. So that's why I'm talking about the visions of good patterns. Um, God gives us visions of good patterns. Good patterns, not just in His Word, but people who are living epistles of His pattern. My mom had the fruits of the Spirit, okay? She walked it. She didn't just talk it, y'all. She walked it. She she was very loyal to her church, her community. Uh, when she used to be a teacher, she was loyal to her students. Her students always remembered her. Um, we all have that one teacher that always believed in us. When no one else seemed to believe in us, we had that one teacher that was our favorite. Well, my mom was that to many people. Okay, grown-ups now, they're grown now. They still remember how Miss Page was there for them. You know, so my mom was not just my mom to us, the sisters, me and my sisters. My mom was the mom to many people who she didn't even give birth to. That's the vision of a great pattern, okay? of a good pattern. The Proverbs 31 woman is the vision of a good pattern, and my mom walked that walk just like that Proverbs 31 woman. I don't know if she meant to do it, but she did it. She had the Holy Spirit in her leading her and guiding her, so she had no choice but to be that. You know, my father tells me different stories about them when when they first met, and he told me how, he was telling us how she told him that if he wanted to be with her, he had to go to church, and you know, that's a great pattern for him. My dad was not in the church when he met my mom. It was because of my mom that made him curious about God and forming a relationship with God. She helped my dad get saved. Okay? She was a great role model for him because she had a relationship with God already and he wanted to be with her. So he's like, okay, well, let me go to church with her because my mom set a standard. She was a queen. She was a lady, y'all. My mom was a lady. She was a queen. She set the standard. She's like, if you want to be with me, you got to go to church, okay? And so she was a great model to him. So my mom, she was a she was a petite woman like me, but she was a little bit more petite than me. She was really. I'm 5 foot. You can't tell me by me sitting in this chair, but if you know me in person, I'm only 5'1". My mom was 4'11". Okay, and I'll show you a picture. Um, my mom was 4'11". Okay, so if you see the picture of me right here next to her, I had no idea that this was gonna be our last picture that we took together dressed up. Now I spent time with her before she passed, but this was back in February. Um, as you can see, she's shorter than me. Okay, but just because she was little, don't mean her spirit was. My mom was a petite woman that loved to dress. As y'all can see, you see she got on those patterns, y'all. My mom loved to dress. I learned how to dress from my mom. I learned how to dress from my dad. My mom and my dad both dress, okay? But I'm sure it's because of her influence on my dad to you gonna wear this suit. You gonna wear this suit because I'm dressed, okay? That she was the type. Me growing up watching my parents both dress, wearing nice patterns like that. My mom loved polka dots, so as you can saw in that picture, you know, she liked to dress. My mom, this was Black History Month, so as you can see, she have on these beautiful patterns here. Okay, my mom was a walking good pattern. She dressed nice. She dressed modest. Um, she wore beautiful attire, and it talks about the Proverbs 31 woman, how she carried herself, how she dressed. Um, she talked. It talked about how she made her own clothes and stuff. My mom didn't make her own clothes, but she knew how to take a plain Jane looking outfit and how to put the right accessories together to make it look beautiful. And you be like, wow, Miss Page, that was her name, Miss Page, you always looking sharp. And she was like, I know. She had spunk. She had attitude. She was the life of the room, y'all. You think I have a big smile. My mom have a huge smile, okay? You could not tell my mom that she did not dress beautifully and look good. She always, no matter where she went, people just gravitated to her. She is my pattern, y'all. Okay? My dad is my pattern of how a man should be, how a man should treat his wife, how a man should be a king, how he present himself, how he loved the Lord. I watched my parents pray together. I watched my parents when they went through hard times, they stuck together. Okay? When we didn't have much money, how they worked together to make sure they had what they had to have to take care of us girls. Okay? We weren't skinny girls. We always had food on the table, okay? We always had something to eat, all right? Probably too much to eat. But the point is, we never went without, okay? I had great patterns growing up, okay? My mom and my dad, great patterns. My dad is a deacon in the church, great pattern. When you want to look at how a man should be, look at my dad. He's all both of them always have the kids in the church looking at them and modeling them. They both when they walk together, they glide together. So it's weird seeing my dad without her because no matter where he went, she was there. No matter where he is, she was there. Okay? So the vision of what's next for us is hard because seeing him without her, it's been really hard. Going over to the house, spending time with him, and her not being there, it's been really hard. But I know God got us. This season of this vision of what's next is I'm gonna need God to get through what's next. Me and my family. But I just want to thank you guys for your patience and like I said, your patience and your um, cards and condolences and everything. Um, I know she would want me to continue the work that I've been doing, and I am. It's been tough to get behind this camera lately, y'all, because because of what's been going on with that. But even before that, just being stressed to the max, trying to, you know, learn that new job that I got is no longer new. It's been 6 months, so I've been able to adjust with that. But I'm going to be coming back on here more because I still have work to do. This is her legacy and me. I'm part of her legacy. Uh, she's still gonna live on through us, me and my sisters and everybody who she touched, y'all. And she struggled with diabetes, and I going to continue to talk about this food, and I'm going to continue to talk about this garbage because I feel that had we had the knowledge, y'all, of this garbage, this food, before she got diabetes, and I feel like that would have helped her not be, sick. This diabetes really steal your health, y'all. We don't see in the South. We don't talk about this enough, y'all. We just say it casually. Oh, so and so have diabetes. Oh, so and so got sugar, this diabetes, all this stuff can be reversed, y'all, if you catch it early enough. Now, with her, it was so advanced that it affected her heart and her kidneys, just like my grandmother. They both had diabetes, advanced diabetes, that turned into kidney disease. And my mom just got a new kidney, but for some reason, I don't know if it's because of the diabetes and the insulin or what together, she did not get healed, and she went home to God. But it's so many of you guys that if you catch it early, awareness, y'all, me being here, me first getting the weight off myself and helping reduce the chances of me getting it, I want to help as many of you guys as well to be able to catch it early and reverse any damage that you may have going on so that you won't have the same fate, y'all. See, they say it runs in the family, but it only activates in you if you do what everybody else in the family did, okay? We like to eat junk food. My family, we like junk food. Just like any other American family, okay? But now we have the knowledge. God showed us that this food is sent by the devil himself. They make it in a lab. This processed, ultra processed food is made in a lab with all these different dyes and chemicals and loads of sugar in it, okay? The devil knows that. This sugar makes the food addictive and it's hard to get off. And whether you're big or small, it will affect you. I don't care if you're skinny. You still can get diabetes, y'all. I'm coming back and talk more about this diabetes because it needs to be said. It's not enough people talking about this in the black community. Don't you know in the black community, it affects us even more? They don't talk about that though. You can in every family have at least 5 or 6 people with this diabetes, okay? Easily. All right? There is a dialysis clinic on every corner in the black population neighborhood, okay? Along with fast food, along with liquor stores. Why? See, this is the stuff we need to talk about. My people are perished because of lack of knowledge. Remember, I did the series. Talking about that. I'm going back to talking about this again, okay? Because it needs to be said. I have proven personally that you can reduce the chances of you getting diabetes just by getting rid of the weight. Okay? We got to do it, y'all. If you're in your 30s and 40s and you're obese and you're borderline, you don't have to accept it, y'all. Don't accept the curses. It's a generational curse to be sick with this stuff, talking about this stuff running the family. You don't have to succumb to it. You don't have to be obese. I've proven that, okay? You don't have to be obese. You can get the weight off. You can keep the weight off. All right? You get the weight off. Get into exercise. Start lifting weights or, get into an exercise program like I did where you can keep your metabolism up and stay healthy. You can do it, y'all. If I can do it, you can do it. All right? My mom wanted to live. But by the time, we got the knowledge of this kind of stuff, it was, she already had advanced heart disease, not heart disease, but advanced kidney disease and but it's not too late for us. I would think that's what she would want. She would want us to get healthy. Because that's the last thing my grandmother told me. My grandmother told me to get the weight off. She, passed from the same thing. She said, I want you to get your weight off, you and your sister. All right? Well, I couldn't move on with my life until I finally did. But now it's my turn to tell you guys the same thing. This is serious, y'all. Don't wait until you get a diagnosis saying that you have to get on a dialysis or anything like that for you want to take this thing seriously. You don't have to live sick. All right? Let's make a commitment to ourselves and let's make a commitment to God that we will take care of these fantastic, beautiful bodies that He blessed us with, y'all. Because we don't have to die from the generational curses of sickness. If you're going to pass another way. Don't pass that way. You don't have to. You know, we didn't have the knowledge when she was, younger and she had when she first found out she was diabetic. She'd been diabetic for a while. We didn't have the knowledge about this processed food and all that stuff back then. All right? But you got the knowledge now. You have the opportunity. Don't let the opportunity pass you by to finally do something about the weight, okay? To finally do something about the diabetes if you have it already. You can reverse this, y'all. You have to control your sugar intake. You have to change your eating habits. You have to stop eating ultra processed foods. You have to stop drinking sodas. You have to stop drinking this pasteurized juice or whatever this stuff in this Tropicana bottles. You have to stop drinking that stuff, y'all. We have to be intentional about our health. God blessed us with our bodies and our health so that we can fulfill our purpose. Now, my mom, she fulfilled her purpose on this earth, okay? But some of us still got some time. We got to keep going, y'all. I got to keep exposing these people. And I got to keep talking about this. Okay? I got to keep talking about this. That's what she will want. And I know that's what God wants. He says, my people are perished because of lack of knowledge. We got to get the knowledge out there, y'all. And not only that, when we finally get the knowledge, we have a responsibility to finally do something about it. We have a responsibility to finally do something about our health when we find out what is going on. And I've been showing that, and I will continue to show that. And sometimes people need to see it more than one time. So some of the topics that I've already talked about a couple of years ago, I will be bringing them back. Okay? Got to keep going. Got to keep going. Got to keep moving. All right? And some of you guys, if you want some help with tips on how to do that, reach out to me. You know how to reach me. I have social media. Go to kingdomqueentalk.com and set up an appointment for a free consultation. It doesn't cost you a thing. It just costs us 30 minutes of our time that I can sit down and just give you a couple of steps. If you want to hire me as a coach, you can. If not, that's fine too. It's my ministry. I'm here to spread the news on God, His kingdom, and also how to take care of these bodies that He gave us. Okay? All right? Some of you like, okay, I want to start exercising. You got to start with the eating first, because if you have achy joints and stuff like that, you can't do too much exercising, but walking. But walking is good. I love to walk. I walk every day almost. Okay? Only time I miss if the weather is bad and I'm working a double or something. But most of the time I'm walking. And I don't just walk, I ruck with a weighted vest. Okay? Why? Because I'm pushing 50. So I'm not just thinking about trying to look good, y'all. I'm thinking about how I want to age. Do I want to age with osteopenia and osteoporosis where my back is hunched over? Or do I want to be strong and be able to carry my own groceries and stuff when I'm 80 years old? I think about that. How do I want to age? I want to be strong when I age. When I get old, I want to be able to fight somebody if I need to fight. Okay? We in the last days, we don't know what's coming up. We don't know what pandemic coming up next. We don't know. This is the time to get healthy. COVID was just a precursor of what's coming, y'all. And that's one reason why I think the Lord is calling home some of his beautiful people like my mom at this time, because, we got some terrible times coming, y'all. And at this shape that you in, if you have to run, do you think you can run? Do you think you can escape? If something should happen and you have to just uproot and escape, can you escape at the shape that you're in? See, I think about that. That's why I train with the weighted vest and lift weights and all that stuff, because I need to be healthy enough that if I need to run and grab a big heavy suitcase right quick and get out of Dodge and run and get out of Dodge and take care of my family, I need to be in shape. So, guys, we got to be thinking about that. We don't know what's going to come in the next few years, y'all. Because I don't know about you, but me personally, I'm seeing the times that we're in, and it does not look like it's going to get any better. So, we need to be thinking about that, all right? All right? You have an opportunity to reverse this thing. So, let's commit together on getting the knowledge out, getting the knowledge, and getting the knowledge out. Sharing my videos if you can. If you don't want to talk about it, you can share my videos. I talk about it. Let's help grow the channel, y'all. And if we grow it big enough, maybe I can get some of these doctors on here that have a good following that can talk to us about different things and stuff, y'all. But we got work to do. Help me help you guys, okay? And if the channel grow to a point, maybe I can stop working so much and I'll be able to be free to be able to do even more stuff on the channel. But I work a lot, y'all. I'm running a store. So because I work so much, I'm limited to what I can do here for now. So, please subscribe and share the videos with your friends and family. And let's start growing this thing so I can get a little more freer so I could do more. Because, let's try to save as many people as we can, spiritually and physically, y'all. Okay? And just remember, y'all, all it takes is one vision. One vision and one decision can help change your destiny. But you have to be prepared for what's next. Vision for what's next. And prepare yourself by reading God's divine blueprint and following the good patterns. If you have great parents, love on them while you can. And get that wisdom and knowledge from them while you can, y'all. That's one thing about me. I asked a lot of questions from my mom and my grandmother and my father now and my father-in-law and anybody I can that's older. I ask a lot of questions because I want to get that wisdom from them while they still here. Okay? Do that. And if you're younger than me and you're young enough to be my nieces and nephews, auntie here, get this wisdom and knowledge while we're here. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm getting older. That's one thing I thought about it when my mom passed too. I was like, wow, now I really have to grow up, because she was one of the great matriarchs in the family. So I'm like, wow. It's like now me and my sisters, we're in our 40s and 50s. We got to become great matriarchs, great patterns for the nieces and nephews and cousins that are younger than us, okay? We got to pass that along. That's what the Bible says us women supposed to do, all right? training up the younger women, train up the child as the way they should go, and they will not depart from it. Okay, so that's what we have to do. And guys, just remember, one vision and one decision can change your whole destiny. And also, if you can think it, you can see it. And if you can see it, you can be it, y'all. Come on and become everything God has created you to become. Let's get these healthy bodies and healthy minds so that we can start walking in our purpose and being productive while we are here, okay? Because we got work to do. We all have a gift. We all got things that we have to do that only you are assigned to do those things, okay? We can't be selfish anymore. Being selfish by, tearing up these bodies by just abusing them, that's selfish. I thought about that. I can't do the work of God and reach people if I'm only thinking about me and stuff. So I had to get healed and continue to stay healed and be healed so that I can do the work of the kingdom, y'all. All right? Well, continue to keep me and my family in your prayers. And I will be back with the next video. I'm not going to announce when, but it will be within the next week. I'm trying to get a pattern of how often I can get on here, but it's have not been easy because I'm trying to make sure I'm there for my family as well. But I'm just gonna just get on like I did today. Don't announce and just get on like I did today, okay? So just keep me in your prayers. Stay subscribed. Keep the notification bell on so you know when I come on, okay? And I love you guys very much. Thank you for being there for us, and you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.